So, I'm gonna do this video on what finally led me to my getting diagnosed with MS. June 9th, I worked at my job. I had COVID. I was still very, very sick. I had done a 16-hour shift and then a 12-hour shift. I went to bed. I went to get up in the morning to go take a shower, and I could not stand up. Could not feel my feet. Like, I was panicking. Went to the emergency room. They did an MRI. They said that I do have lesions on my brain. So they referred me to a neurologist to do more. But they kept me in the hospital for 5 days on IV steroids. I was very, very sick. I couldn't stand up. I could barely feel my hands. I was shaking. It was horrible amount of pain I was going through in my body. Like, I left there with a walker. I wasn't able to walk on my own anymore. I met with my neurologist. She had me do a spinal tap, a full body MRI, and a ton of blood work, and it came back that I do have MS. I don't have lesions on my spine. That's a good thing. But with that being said, she wants me to do infusions of Ocrevus to help slow down the progression of MS. With doing the MRIs, we found out that I do have mild degenerative disc disease, and my hips are definitely been affected by COVID. I got very, very sick with COVID, and my work told me to mask up and keep working, and it made me sicker. It took a while for my insurance to get in and kick working, so I wasn't exactly able to get in and get my infusions right away. I've had at least 2 flare-ups since June 10th. My walking is getting worse. Eating with silverware is a horrible thing for me. Sometimes my talking, I'm in horrible pain in my legs and my feet to the point where I need a wheelchair to help me get around. I am going to be starting Ocrevus hopefully in the next week or 2. That will slow the progression down. I will also be doing a updated video on how I'm doing with that, and sometimes I'm doing with that. But I've had this for at least a good 10 years. 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. They didn't do any blood work, no testing. My doctor was like, this is what you have. Turns out I probably had MS the entire time, and they just didn't do the proper diagnosis because, if you have state insurance, why would they waste their time? You know what I mean? Type thing. So it's taken 10 years and me having a huge, massive flare-up where I can't walk to finally get my diagnosis. So I would like to know and hear your stories on how you got diagnosed with your chronic illness and how you got to where you are now. But that's just me. Peace, love, and vibes.